So hello everyone, welcome to this another video of this channel. I'm Abhishek Verma, and in today's video we are going to see the journey from AI to Spring AI, from intelligence to implementation. Now although in today's video we are not going to perform any kind of coding, but that doesn't mean it is going to be boring. Instead, it is going to be interesting and informative because in today's video we are going to touch base the various domains of AI. We will see that how we are going to integrate AI with Spring AI. Now, I'm not an expert of AI, and hence I'm only going through the basics of various terminologies and technologies. There are chances that while explaining those things, I may make some mistake also, because my objective is to explain you the things in an easiest possible way so that whenever we start the Spring AI, you don't feel uncomfortable. In case if you want to deep dive in any of those AI related domains, then I suggest you to go through the specific documents or start with the respective course for that particular domain. So without wasting any more time, let's directly get started and see how the things are going to look like.
So first of all, we get something as artificial intelligence. Now this is the most common thing which everyone uses nowadays. Like everyone at your home also, or at your workplace also, or in your friend circle, or everywhere, you will see that they are making usage of the term AI here. Okay, but what it is basically? So as we know that by default only humans are intelligent. Okay, I mean human is the most intelligent species. There are other species also, like we have lions, we have tigers, we have cats, we have dogs. Even they have a little bit of intelligence, but among all of them humans are the most intelligent, and that's why we are able to rule the world as of now. And now our goal is that we want to provide our intelligence to the machines so that we don't need to do extra hard work, and for us work becomes simple. We can just simply enjoy our life. And that's why we created something as artificial intelligence. And that's why you also see that nowadays the number of jobs are decreasing, because we say ChatGPT is going to eat our jobs. But who started all these things? Obviously, we as humans. Yeah? But it's not that easy that ChatGPT will simply eat up your job. Or it's not that easy that, okay, from next year or from next day itself in your company, they are going to implement ChatGPT and then they are going to fire you. That is not going to happen as of now. Still, that is going to take few more years. And in the meantime, what we can do is we can make AI our friend, and we can understand how to use AI efficiently in order to do a day-to-day task. And see, that's why now in Java also, in Spring Boot also, we have something as Spring AI, which we are now going to start learning. So, as I said, here what we are trying to do is we are trying to make machines intelligent so that they can analyze the surrounding. As per that, they can, take some kind of decision, and they can also implement the same. One of the examples is Tesla. So as you know that Tesla is a self-driving car. So what it can do is that it has some sensors enabled. So with the help of these sensors, it can analyze various images of its surrounding. It can see whether it's a red light, it's a green light, it is a yellow signal, or what. It can also see whether there are cars coming towards it, whether the traffic is high, whether the traffic is low, is someone crossing the road or not. It can decide all these things. And because of it, it is able to drive on its own. It literally don't needs a human to be to drive the same. Although still it says that, okay, you should be able to monitor while it is driving. And then it can take you from point A to point B. So that is one example of AI. And similarly, there are so many examples of AI available. One another example is this. Now here, I'm not talking about Rajnikant here. Okay. Instead, I'm talking about this movie. Now it is up to you to decide whether you have watched this movie or not, but it was really interesting movie. Here what happens is that Rajnikant behaves like he is going to play a role of a scientist, and after playing the role of a scientist, he creates this particular robot. And face to that robot, because as always it's a Rajnikant movie, so he gives the same face as his to the robot. And then this robot not only able to do the basic task, but literally later on able to learn the things automatically and able to take decisions also, implement them also, and each and everything he does in this particular movie. There are two parts of this movie. If you wish, you should be able to watch the same. Now, after this was all about AI. But the point is how AI is going to learn all these things. Like, at least even if it is AI we are saying, then how is it learning all these things? Okay. So for that, we need to go a bit one more level inside AI. And the next level is ML. That is machine learning here. Now, with the help of machine learning, we say that here it is able to use the data and the various graphs and the statistics in order to learn the things. So it is going to learn with the help of patterns. Yeah? Now, under this, there are various subtypes. One of the subtype is supervised learning. In supervised learning, what happens is, it is something, let's say there is a robot. What you will do is you are going to show the robot multiple pictures of different animals, and then you are going to say that, okay, this picture is of a cat, this picture is of a dog, it is of a lion, it's of a tiger, and something like this. So a huge data you are going to show to your robot, and that is going to be a labeled data. You will specifically tell that, okay, this is a cat, this is a dog, and something like this. And later on, after this, you can give a random picture to your robot, and your robot should be able to tell whether it's a cat or it's a dog. So that is supervised learning. Something similar we do with the kids also. When we want to teach them that what it is, how the world is going to look like, we do the same thing, that okay, we say this is a car, so that next time when a car passes by, kid should be able to automatically identify that yes, it's a car. Same thing here also, it is supervised learning. Now the next one is unsupervised learning. Now in unsupervised learning, what happens is we just give the data to the robot, and then we say that now you identify or you group the data on your own, okay, on some basis. I mean, whatever your reasoning, whatever you know, just try to do the things on your own. For an example, let's say there are multiple balls of various colors, red, green, and yellow. Three colors are there. So we will give a lot of balls to our robot, and then robot should be able to make different groups of the red balls, green balls, and yellow balls. Now, on what basis it is going to do, that we will see in the next slide. But it will be able to do something like this. Yeah? And that is what we call as unsupervised learning. Now, since this is unsupervised, that means there is no guarantee of success in the first iteration itself. So you may need to attempt multiple iterations. In the first iterations, you may see that, okay, the robot is mixing all the colors again and again. It is not able to make the groups perfectly. But by the time when you are going to repeat the activity again and again, then robot should be able to categorize the things efficiently. Yeah? Then after this, the third one comes up is reinforcement. Now here what happens is, here we say that robot should be able to learn the things on its own as per the environment. Now if robot is going to take a correct decision, then we are going to reward the robot. Or if the robot is going to take a wrong decision, then we are going to punish the robot. Now here, again and again, I'm using the term robot, but that doesn't mean that it has to be a literally robot, a physical figure. It can be a simple machine, it can be a model, it can be anything else. Yeah? And then we are saying that in case if the robot is going to take correct decision, it will be rewarded. If it is going to take a wrong decision, it will be punished. For this, we can take example that let's assume you have a pet at your home. Now to your pet, you want to, teach that how to sit, so that whenever next time you are going to use the term sit, the pet sits down. Yep. So again and again, you are going to teach your pet. Now if your pet is going to follow your orders, then you can give them some treat. In case they are not going to follow your orders, or let's say you are asking them to sit and instead of it, they start running or doing something different, then you are going to punish them, which simply means you are not going to provide them a treat. So because of it, they will automatically understand that since this time I did something extra which was not needed, hence I didn't receive a treat. But If you ask them to sit and they are sitting, you are giving them a treat. So they are also going to understand that yes, since whatever was asked, I did same, I received a treat. So this way they are going to learn with the help of environment. And hence we call it as reinforcement learning. Now this was ML, machine learning, the simple overall technology. Now, within this, the thing is how even this is going to learn the things, how it is going to make those clusters, make those groups, how it is going to reinforce it learning and all these things. So for that, we need to deep dive, and the concept is deep learning. So like we humans have brain, same way machines, robots, and all these things also have some brains. Yeah? Now this is similar to our neural network. So what happens is we are going to provide some input. Then there are various parameters, various different things, which obviously we have coded. Okay, at some point of time, we have coded in those models. That's how we have developed those models. Those are the hidden layers. So our input layer, then the hidden layer, and then comes some kind of an output layer. Again, there we can make some kind of changes so that the output also changes, and all these things can be done. But as I said, we are not going to deep dive in that particular part. Yeah. So this was AI, ML, and DL. Now, till this point, what we say is that it was not possible for anyone to start working with these things. If you say you want to become an AI engineer, then you need to do a particular kind of a study, you need to spend more time in it. Being a Java developer, for me, it was a little bit difficult to move towards this domain. Yeah? It was very, very difficult. And in general, it was assumed that only the Python developers or only the R developers are going to work with this AI, ML, and DL. But now that's not a case. Now, literally, anyone can work with it. Even not an engineer, but anyone, even a small kid can work with these. And that is possible because of Gen AI. Yeah, because till now, what we were doing is we were making usage of all these models in order to identify the things. But now we are seeing that since you are so intelligent, so you can even create the things on your own. And simple examples are ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, and Grok. So you see that when the ChatGPT was introduced, it was such a big thing that okay, you are providing some input, then it is going to provide you the response. Although compare the response which ChatGPT used to give at that point of time and the response ChatGPT gives to you at this point of time, there is a huge difference between that response. Because gradually when we started working with these all these things, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all, what we did was that we asked them again and again multiple questions. We asked them variety of questions, all our questions, all our responses, because when after asking the questions, it used to provide us the answer. Sometimes the answer was correct and we used to say thanks. Sometimes the answer was wrong and we used to say that okay, you are stupid, you are not behaving well, you are not giving me the right answer. And because of it, what it did, it was learning the things automatically. And now it is much more advanced. After 5 months, it is going to be even more advanced. After 1 year, it is going to be even more advanced. And then later, after many years, a stage is going to come when it will be able to do most of the things on its own. Okay. But that will still take time. It is not going to be as soon as possible. Yeah. So this is Gen AI, where it can create a new content from scratch. Yeah. Initially, when it was developed, we assumed that okay, it is just going to replace the Google, because generally what we do when we want to search something, we simply go to Google or something like this, and it is going to do that job. But then we saw that okay, we can even ask it to write an essay on something, we can ask it to write a mail, we can ask it to write a letter, or all these things can be done. But do you know that even before all these things, there was one more generative AI, and that was released in 2000. Can you guess the name of that particular generative AI? Trust me, that generative AI was much more advanced than these, because these things can only generate text. They can generate images, they can generate audio, they can generate video. That's it. Or you can say they are going to generate code also for you. Maybe they can create PDF files, PD files, and all these things. But all these are the soft copies, or we can say soft things only. But there was a generative AI which was launched in 2000s, and it was able to provide you the 3D things. Okay, not only it was able to provide you those 3D things, you can use them literally. For example, if you ask it to make a car, or if you make a car with your imagination, then the car is going to appear in front of you and you can literally drive that car. There you can even create a laptop, and it is going to provide a laptop which you can use it. Yeah. Now that's a different thing, that how you will decide that okay, what should be the power of laptop and what all things, what are specifications, but that is possible. Now what do you feel? Do you remember which AI tool I'm talking about here? If still you are not able to think, let me give you an idea with the help of this image. So I'm talking about this. And yes, this is the tool which was introduced in 2000s. Yeah. I mean, most of you must have watched this thing. So with the help of this simple pencil, what we can do is that whatever we are going to draw, it is going to appear in the reality and we can use it. Yeah. Now you need to tell me in the comments what is the name of this show. Okay, let's see who has watched this and who has not watched it. Yep. But that was really that much interesting. See, I mean, in 2000 they were so they were so creative that they were able to do something like this. Yeah. And at that point of time they used to call it as a magic. But now that magic has become a reality after almost 20-25 years. So that's how we are advancing. So currently whatever you are thinking, it may be assumed as a magic, but after 20-25 years it is going to become a reality. Then after this, let's move, and this is going to be LLM. This is my last slide. After this we are going to move towards the Spring AI. Now LLM is something which is going to power the Gen AI, that is generative AI. Because when generative AI was introduced, we assumed that okay, it can create some text for us. Okay, with the help of some existing text, it can make some new text and all these things. Initially we identified that when we are asking it to perform some kind of calculations, those calculations were not correct. Even sometimes for 2 plus 2 equals to 4, it used to provide us wrong answers. Now also we see that there are multiple shorts on YouTube, multiple videos where the people say that okay, count from 1 to 1 lakh, and then it is going to provide some wrong answers or something like this. Okay, I mean, on one side there are some humans who are making these interesting things, and on the other side there are some humans who are asking these LLMs to count from 1 to 1 lakh or so. Now you can decide in which category you want to go. Okay, but the interesting part is both of these humans are the trainers of these LLMs. Okay, they are training them. So I hope that after a few months the LLMs will be able to literally count from 1 to 1 lakh at various speed. Yeah? But what this LLM basically means is it's a large language model, which means now there is more power in this particular model. And because of this extra huge power, what it can do is it can generate more detailed text. There are less chances it is going to make the mistakes. It can also generate images. Now imagine when we learned that ChatGPT can create images. Initially those images were not that correct. But nowadays, even sometimes for thumbnails, I'm making usage of ChatGPT and it is going to provide me a little bit accurate images. Okay, in between the Ghibli trend also came, so that was also able to do. Not only this, the main thing, our code. So nowadays it is able to generate new code from scratch. Sometimes if we are working in a legacy application, what we can simply do is we can copy paste the code, we can provide it, and it will tell us what the code is doing. So all these things it is able to do, and that is because there is more power getting consumed. Yeah. And beside this, obviously we are also playing an important role being a trainer here. Yeah. So this was LLM. So these were the basic things which I wanted to share with you before starting with the Spring AI. And now let's directly jump towards the Spring AI. But for this, I'm not going to make usage of these presentations. Instead, I will directly show you that from where you should learn Spring AI. Yeah. So let's directly move on there. So here we are, and as you see, what I have done is I have directly opened this Spring AI documentation. Now you will say that okay, Abhishek, how we can find such kind of documentation? So that is very simple. You can go here and you can search for Spring AI, and that's it. You don't need to search for anything complex. Just search for Spring AI, click on enter, and you will get something like this, the very first link. So just try to open this link. You will get all these things. And then after this, what you can do is you can go for its detailed documentation. So for each and everything, whatever you want to learn, you can see the documentation. Now you will say that, okay, Abhishek, if everything can be learned from here directly, then what's the benefit of this playlist? The benefit of this playlist is that you don't need to go through each and everything line by line, and directly I can show you wherever the theory is required and wherever the practical things are required. Then at least it is going to be a base starting point for you. Once you are clear with the basic stuff, then you can enhance the things on your own by going through it. So during this playlist, I'm going to use this particular website again and again whenever required, so that when you also want to learn something new, you can know that, okay, what are the steps in order to learn something new. So here we say that what is the main goal of Spring AI. So you see, in general, as I told you, it was assumed that only the Python developers are going to work with AI and ML. I mean, Java was not considered to be as a language using which you can work with this AI. But because of this generative AI, the things are now so simple that you can use any language in order to work with it. And there is another terminology also which has been started, and that is vibe coding. Okay, I mean, you don't even need to know the basics, but that is very harmful, so please don't follow that as of now. Otherwise, for sure, AI is going to eat your job. So now what is the main thing it is trying to address? It says that till now, with the help of Spring Boot, we were able to make enterprise level applications. We know how to integrate with the database. We know how to make the APIs also. We know how to do the logging. We know how to implement security and all these things in our application. Now the thing is how we can make usage of AI in our applications. That's it. That is the new goal. So earlier it was very, very difficult. One of the options was that, okay, we need to make usage of some Python plugins and all these things, and then it was a very complex stuff. But now we can just simply make usage of the dependencies, and boom, the things are done. We don't need anything else. So here we are having multiple features. First of all, what happens is under Spring AI, it is going to provide you the portable APIs. So with the help of APIs, what we can do is we can ask something in the text format. It can answer us in the text format. We can ask something in the text format. It can answer something in the image format, which means it can generate images for us. We can also provide images, and it can provide the description of those images. We can also share some recordings with it, and it can tell us that what was there in this particular recording. I mean, we don't need to hear the complete recording. It can just simply provide the summary. It can even create new audio for us. Not only this, we can even share the PDF files with this, and then what it can do is it can go through the PDF file and it can provide us the output. Now, here Spring AI doesn't mean that, okay, now you don't need to code the things. Okay, so that is not about Spring AI. So don't assume that Spring AI means that, okay, now we don't need to code anything. Spring AI means that you can use the AI abilities in your main code. So all these things can be done here, and then there are many more things which we are going to learn later on during this playlist. I'm not going through all these lines one by one. If you wish, parallelly you can start reading the things on your own, because you know that, okay, my videos are going to come on every Wednesday and Saturday only. So now after this, let's go on with some AI basic concepts. We are not going with each and everything here, but just some of the basic things. So as I said, that here, first of all, we are going to have various models. So because in ChatGPT also, when it was introduced, you remember that initially it was not able to create images, and later on it was able to create images, but it was not able to create videos. Nowadays it is able to create videos also. This is because at the back end there are various models available. Okay, and gradually they are creating the models. Because of these reasons, it is not possible to do all the things with the single model. So here we see there is something as large language model, the common name which we just now saw. So what it can do is it can take input as the image also, audio also, video also, simple text also, and again it can generate all these things. Yeah. Then there is something like image generation model. What it can do is it can take some text input, it can generate image for you, it can take image, it can generate description for you. Then there are some you can say audio models, voice models, which can take that audio or language, and it can provide you text or audio for all those things. Yeah. Then there is something embedding model. Now embedding model is what it can do is, so for this let me directly go here. So what this embedding model is going to do is you are going to provide some text. Then on the basis of text, it is going to assign some numbers to these text. Okay. How closely in the terms of meaning they are related with each other, it is going to create some vectors out of it. Yeah. This is basically used when in the examples I said that, okay, you can provide a PDF to it, and in return you can ask that, okay, what is there in this PDF, what is the summary of this PDF. You can use it for some Q&A purpose also, or for each and everything you can do it. Okay. So that is the embeddings here. Again, you can read out all these things, but it is not that much needed, and that's why I'm not going in all those details. Yeah. I'm only going in the basic details of the things. Then here comes the main thing is prompt. So prompt is nothing but it's a very commonly used term when we are going with the term of Gen AI. But what prompt basically means? It simply means a command. That's it. Okay. So I'm saying you please subscribe to my channel. This is a prompt. Okay. Now it is up to you whether you want to subscribe or not. I will say please like my video. So that is also a prompt. I will say what is your name. So that is also a prompt. So any direction, any command, any request, any order is a kind of a prompt. As simple as that. Not anything much complex. Yeah. Beside this, there are some prompt templates also, and this is something which nowadays I guess you see on YouTube as well as Instagram. I mean, there are many professionals. They will tell you that, okay, till now you were using ChatGPT in a wrong way. You should be writing templates in this way or that way. But although, I mean, most of them are fake. Okay, so it's not a case. It is completely up to you. Yeah. So main thing is that besides technology, you should also know how to express your thoughts. So prompt is nothing but expressing your thoughts. So if this is AI, artificial intelligence, assume that you are talking with a human. If you are talking with a human, try to explain yourself as you can. Okay, as much brief as you can. Try to explain yourself. Yeah. If you are able to explain, then obviously you are going to get a right answer from it. If you are going to provide a, I mean, wrong question, for example, let's say I want to know your name, but I will ask you how are you doing. Obviously you are not going to provide me your name. Yep. So it's the same thing with this AI concept also. Then after this, there is a concept of token. Okay, tokenization. So here it says that how AI is going to read our text and all these things. So for this, let me directly take you here. So this is another API. This is URL from OpenAI itself. Okay. So with the help of this, we can see what the concept of tokenization. For an example, let's say I'm going to write here that please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Yeah. So what you see, or let me just increase the size a bit. So what you see here is that currently I have given basically 3 words and 2 commas, and that's why it is saying there are 5 tokens. So if this is a request, this will be considered as 5 different tokens, and on the basis of tokens it is going to charge us. Now you will say that, okay, Abhishek, if this is token, then why to use the word token? Why don't we use the word, I mean, why don't we use the term word only? Because here, what we can assume is one word is one token, but that's not a case. Even comma is considered as a token. Okay. And it's not a thing that one word is one token. Beside this, let's say, like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm assuming that I'm writing correct spelling, so it is going to be Abhishek and then let's say Verma. Okay. Okay, I gave a wrong spelling, and yeah, this is how it is going to look. Now you see, now if we count the number of words, so it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2 commas. So 11. So in terms of words, it is 11. But in terms of token, it is 14 tokens. The reason for that is that here, what it did is it divided my name into multiple tokens. So here it says that AB is one token, HIS is another token, HEK is another token. Same way, my surname, Verma, also divided in two different tokens. Okay. The reason is it is assuming most common words. So this like, share and subscribe are very common words and still most of you are not doing it. Yeah. So please do. These are common free words to do. And besides this, there are some uncommon words here. So Abhishek, it assumes to be an uncommon word, but it doesn't know that in India there are so many Abhishek. Verma is also such a common surname. There are so many Vermas in India. But it assumed that HIS is a very, very common word. So that it took, because in English we use his. So from there it took. So this is how it is going to create tokens. So that means one word is not equivalent to one token. It can be, it may not be. Yeah. So there will be some tokens, some token IDs will be generated. We don't need to worry about all these things. Okay. But why this is very important is because on the basis of tokens only, it is going to charge money from us. So we were here. So on the basis of this token only, they are going to charge money from us. Because many times you have seen that in ChatGPT also, what happens is generally ChatGPT always provide you two models. One is an advanced, their latest model. Another one is then older model. So by default, what happens is when you ask something, it goes to the advanced model. But then advanced model is going to have some kind of limitation. Now that limitation is on the basis of these tokens only. Yes. Once you are hitting that particular limitation, then it says that, okay, now we are decreasing you from this particular model to another model. And you can start using the same model after 3 hours or 4 hours or something like this. So again, it is because of these tokens only. So next time, whenever you are saying thank you or can you please do this, can you please do that to ChatGPT, assume that you are actually utilizing the tokens. Okay. So be specific in your question, and not only the question, even the response which you are getting from ChatGPT, even that is considered as tokenization. I mean, from there also it is going to consider the tokens, and those tokens are also counted as a part of this money and this free tier. Yeah? So please use all these resources wisely, because when we, even if we are using it for free, at the back end somewhere some big servers are running. Those servers are consuming electricity, they are consuming power. So somewhere it is depleting the resources. So please use the thing wisely. Yeah? So that can be done. Now again, there are so many things, we are not going in detail of all these things, and instead what I will do is I will directly go here and let's talk about some basic AI model providers which are used here. Although I'm assuming that you know about, a lot about these models automatically. Yeah? So here we say that there are some chat models. So these are the chat models, and here let's directly go for this chat model comparison and see. This is what I'm providing you. Now you don't need to go for each and everything. I will directly take you where it is required here. So we say that there are multiple chat models. Yeah? So here you see Anthropic Cloud is there, Azure OpenAI, DeepSeek is there, Gemini is there, Grok is there, Hugging Face, Mistral AI, Minimax, Moonshot, OCI, Olama, OpenAI. OpenAI is ChatGPT. So if you are searching for the word ChatGPT, that is OpenAI, the parent of ChatGPT. Perplexity is there, Huan Fan is there, Zhufu AI is there. These are Chinese models. Amazon Bedrock Converse is there. So all these things are available to us. Eh? And when I say these are available, I mean to say they are supported by Spring AI. So you can use them in your Spring AI. Now here, while we make usage of any of these, you can just use any of them. Yeah? But what are the factors you should be considering? First of all is multimodality. Now, multimodality means which kind of work, I mean, what kind of work you will be able to do with this kind of a model. For an example, with Anthropic Cloud, you can, talk in terms of text. You can ask it to generate some text, generate PDF, image, and all these things. Audio, you won't be able to do. Video, you won't be able to do. Then as your OpenAI, only text and image are supported. DeepSeek, only text. So you will say, no, Abhishek, DeepSeek also supports generating the image. Yes, it may support, but here I'm talking about support with the Spring AI. So there, as of now, only text support is provided to us. Yeah? So this way we need to go through it. Then you will see that most of the time you will see OpenAI can do almost all the things: text, image, audio. They haven't mentioned PDF here, but I worked with it, and PDF also you can do. So you can provide PDF input and then it can work with that also. It can generate text as well as audio as well as image it can generate. So I'm assuming this table is not up to date, but it is able to do all these things. Besides this, there are a few more extra things. Internally, can it call some tools and functions? So as of now, you don't know about these tools and functions, but later on when we are going to study, then you will see why this is also important. And then you can easily see that which provider is able to support tools and functions, which one is not able to support. So when you are using some, these criteria are very, very important. Then comes streaming. Streaming is very simple. Streaming means that generally what will happen is you will ask a question, it is going to provide you the response. But that means first it will identify the complete response and then only it is going to provide you. So you have to wait for some time. Streaming means that you ask for a question, it starts identifying, it starts analyzing the thing, and it will start providing you the answer. So it will just keep on providing and it will stream the output for you. So which of them are going to support streaming? So that we can see here. Which of them can support retry mechanism? That we can see here. Observation, monitoring and debugging, where it is supported, that we can see. Then can they support JSON or not? Because by default they will always return you the output in string. Can we easily convert them to JSON or not? So that also we can see here. uh, is it always important that we make usage of the APIs, or we can do the local deployment? Can we run them locally? So that also we can see here. And the most important one is open API compatibility. Okay, trust me, this is one of the most important things. Why so? Because let me directly take you to Anthropic as of now. So let's say we are going to Anthropic. As of now, we are not going into the much coding details, but I will just show you some of the basic things. Okay. So you see that in Anthropic, when I want to use, then I will be using some terms like this: Anthropic chat options and something like this. So this term I will be using. Now after this, let's say I want to switch to DeepSeek. Now what I will be doing? So if I'm switching to DeepSeek, then obviously this kind of code is not going to work for me in the DeepSeek, because then DeepSeek will says that besides changing the dependency, you need to do some code changes, and there you need to make usage of DeepSeek chat options, which means you also need to change the dependency and you need to change your code also. There can be some common things, but most uncommon things are going to be there. And there comes the OpenAI compatibility. Now, OpenAI compatibility means that you can, let's say we can directly go to this OpenAI. Now, under OpenAI, what we will be doing is that here we will be using, let me just take it, yeah. So it is somewhere here. So we will always be making usage of the term OpenAI chat options. That's it. Yeah. Now we can directly use ChatGPT also with this, and we can use other tools also with this. Okay. So if we see here chat models comparison, if we go again, and like this is something very odd which I find. So here you see whatever was the first one. Again, I don't remember. I need to come here. So Anthropic doesn't support this compatibility, but Azure OpenAI does. Now, what it means? It simply means that you can use the dependency of OpenAI, ChatGPT, and then after this, you can encode also the method names and all these things you can use from ChatGPT, OpenAI, and but at the back end, you can make usage of Azure OpenAI, and that is possible. Okay. So this is the thing. Same for the DeepSeek. So in your code and in your dependency, you can make usage of OpenAI things, OpenAI dependency, OpenAI code, but in the backend, actually, you will be talking with the DeepSeek instead of OpenAI. So this is possible here. Yeah. So that means two options. One is you directly interact with the DeepSeek using the DeepSeek classes, DeepSeek interfaces, and all these things. Or other way is you do it in direct way. Yeah. So here during this playlist, I will be making usage of the indirect way. that is OpenAI compatibility. And we are going to work with the Gemini. The reason is that if you want to make usage of any of these, even the OpenAI, then you need to pay the money. Now you will say, no, Abhishek, this OpenAI ChatGPT is free tier is also available, but that is only for directly making usage of ChatGPT. If you want to use API, you need to spend money, and it is something like $5 per month, which turns out to be around 400 rupees per month. As of now, I'm not interested to spend money in this. So what I will be doing is I will be using OpenAI dependency. I will be using OpenAI classes, OpenAI interfaces. And beside this, what I will simply do is there are some properties in my application.properties file. There I will be able to provide the Gemini details. Yeah? And Gemini I will be able to use for free. What all things I will be able to do as of now? I will be able to work with the text. I will be able to work with the embeddings. I will be able to provide images. It can provide me the output. So all these things I will be able to use. Yeah. So with this playlist, you will become strong enough to start working with it. After this, if you wish that no, after this, I want to make usage of anything else. Let's say I want to make usage of Hugging Face. So now you will simply know what all things you need to do, which dependency you need to change, what code changes you need to make, and all these things. Yeah. So that is how we are going to, proceed in this particular playlist. And that's it with this video. I hope you find it helpful. If yes, then please do some simple basic things. That is, please like, share, and subscribe. That is so easy. Yeah. It is not going to take any kind of money. I'm providing you free options. I'm providing you something new also, completely for free in your IDE. So please start supporting me. Please support this playlist, and see you in the next video where we are going to start with the actual code. Bye everyone.